What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Sly.
And I'm Cardi the Dawn. And we want to encourage you guys to listen to The Melting Pot,
where we will release new episodes every Sunday discussing today's most hottest and controversial topics, stirring up all things popular culture.
And you know what they say, if you can't stand the heat,
get out of the kitchen. Brought to you by The Melting Pot.
I don't know why the Melting Pot think they all that though. Period.
Okay. Quick trigger warning. If talking about reality or the universe or consciousness triggers you, then this is not the video for you. I'm not gonna lie, this video is going to get extremely dark. So if you're scared of death or have nihilism, this is, like I said, not the video for you. So what is quantum immortality? This is believed to be the answer to the Mandela effect by quantum physicists. If you don't know what the Mandela effect is, I would pause this video and go look it up on YouTube. But to give you a quick summary, it's basically when you remember something in your past being one way, but in the present moment, it's not. These are some of the most famous Mandela effects. But quantum immortality is the concept that your mind and consciousness transfers to an alternate reality when faced with imminent demise. This shift is necessary to survive very fatal events. So basically, your mind immediately crosses over into an alternate reality where it gets to keep living. But within this new reality, there will be slight changes to the detail, which brings us back to the Mandela effect. This theory relies on the concept of parallel universes. So for every change or decision that you make, an alternate world or universe lives for that decision. I really hope you guys are staying with me. We haven't even went down the rabbit hole yet. Quantum immortality is truly horrifying and nihilistic, among other things, because it means that every Mandela effect change that you've experienced comes from you not existing originally in this reality. And it gets even darker. Your physical self has probably died countless times, but your consciousness is not allowing yourself to basically accept this reality. And to make this even more darker, yes, it gets a lot darker from here. If quantum immortality is real, your friends, family, and significant other aren't your friends, family, and significant other. The original people that you loved and cared for are actually living in a completely different reality before you died and crossed over into this one. You are now living and interacting with different versions of your loved ones. You might love them and they still might love you, but these are not the original people that you loved. I bet some of you are wondering, how do I fit in this timeline? Am I replacing someone else or am I replacing myself? Is reality a blank slate until you make a decision? Or did you kill an alternate consciousness to become this consciousness? The answer is I don't know. And I feel like if you sit and dwell on that, you're just going to end up with nihilism. But there is a silver lining if this theory is true. You would never actually experience death. Your life would just continue indefinitely. There's so many TV shows on quantum immortality. I think the whole entire theory is just fascinating. Russian Doll is one of my favorites. Bandersnatch is another fucking amazing one. And not just that, it's interactive. So you pick what happens throughout the movie. And there's even episodes of The Twilight Zone that even touch on this theory as well.
There's also the OA on Netflix. It got canceled, but they tackled quantum immortality too. So it is quite a couple of TV shows out there. But yeah. Hey, sous chefs, and welcome back to another interesting and exciting installment here at the Melting Pot. I am your host, Sly.
I'm Cardi the Dawn.
And y'all already know what we're talking about today. Just from that snippet, we're talking about quantum immortality. And I know it can get a little crazy. It can get heavy and a little hectic. So you might not quite understand it, but we're going to try and, break down from what we grasp from the concept, right?
Right.
It's a lot. So basically, what stood out to me is the whole part about, the Mandela effect, deja vu is kind of linked into this. And the whole purpose is that when you're in one universe, you can't comprehend anything from another universe. So once you die, your consciousness is transferred into a different universe, right? So from your point of view, you never die. So it's kind of I have an example. So it's let's take the Russian roulette. Everybody's familiar with Russian roulette, right, Cardia?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give you 4 outcomes and scenarios, right? So you have 3 friends. One friend 1, friend 2, and friend 3. And everybody has a gun. the bullet belongs to, there's only one bullet loaded in each gun. So in scenario 1, you have 2 friends, right? So friend 1 and friend 2, neither of the gun is loaded. But friend 3 has the loaded gun. But his outcome is that he is a good person, so he doesn't use it. Scenario 2, you have the first gun from friend 1 is loaded, and then friend 2 does not have a loaded gun. So that means friend 2 lives and friend 1 dies. So in scenario 3, you reverse it. So friend 1 lives and the second friend dies. And then in the final outcome, you have both guns are loaded, both friends die, and friend 3 has a personal vendetta because friend 3 obviously, let it play out that way. But it's like with those 4 different outcomes, you now have 4 different universes, right? But you can only exist in the universe in which you survive. So taking the different friends, they alternated in the different outcomes, dying, whoever got shot. So it's just like when you die, the 2 outcomes, your stream of consciousness has ended. So you can't process the universe that you're in. Another thing that stood out to me is the fact about the guy said that your parents and your loved ones and your significant others are not the same people that you once met in your original form, your original universe. So it's like when you see them, they still look like your parents, they still look like your girlfriend or your boyfriend, but it's slight changes that our brain may be able to pick up on or may not be able to pick up on. And you can still love them equally and the same, but it's just they are not the original form of the person that you once knew.
Okay, but we don't know what the original. So how we know that our parents look like our parents in another universe? We don't know that.
We don't, but
because our original parents probably look nothing like what we got now.
I feel like it depends. I feel like when you're in the consciousness of the multiverse, it changes. So maybe the appearance of them stays the same. Maybe that's not the change that was supposed to change. Maybe the change was, their accent, or maybe the change was how tall they were, how short they were. It doesn't have to necessarily be, oh, my mom looked like Queen Latifah, and in this world she looks like
Betty Boop,
Monica or somebody.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking about. Also, how old are we originally? Where does this start?
That's what I'm saying. So, I was looking into it, and people were like, well, why is it that we don't really hear people claiming to be 500 years old? Because it's where does this end? I don't really know, but I think that's interesting too, because you think we would have, especially with some of the crazies out here and people who are really deep into this, conspiracy, hey, I'm really 325 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I agree. How old are we? But, in the ending, he was just like, are we replacing ourselves? Or are we replacing someone else? You know what I'm saying? In the multiverse.
Right. Because now I'm wondering, in the multiverse, are we friends on other planets? Yeah. Do I know you somewhere else? Have I known you in another life? Is that a fake thing that each time we're going to be friends?
Right. I said, that's interesting. That's the fact that we don't know, because there's so many different outcomes. Just going back into the Russian roulette thing, there you can only have 4, but they say for every action, there's a reaction. What law was that? It was law of physics, right? Or something like that. We learned in school.
I don't know. I don't think I remember the law. And motion stays in motion.
Whatever law that, I think it's the law of physics or something. But the law of whatever reaction has an opposite opposing reaction. So whatever I choose to do today, if I choose to rob a bank in this lifetime and I end up getting shot during my heist, before I die, my consciousness is already transferred to somewhere else. So say I do that in my next life and I don't get caught and I get away with the money. Or say in the next one I do get shot, but it's not fatal. So it's for my one reaction I chose in my original life, for the other 3 universes I have transferred into now, those are 3 different outcomes. So my thing is how do we know, me talking to you right now, this is both of our original forms? I could be on my 3rd life and you could be on your 7th. You know what I'm saying? We've had this conversation, but each time we explain this concept on our podcast here, I could be saying something a little different than I said in my second life when we talked about this, or the first life when we originally talked about this.
In our other lives, we didn't have a podcast because it wasn't a thing, but we had the conversation. But it also goes to like, it is a theory like your birthmarks. It's like where you died or...
Really?
Yeah, like it's a thing. Look it up real quick. It's like your birthmarks tell you where you died or something or how you died.
All right. So what you were saying about birthmarks. So it says legend states that people without birthmarks, they just died of natural causes in their past life. So no serious injuries, no accidents. But if you do have some birthmarks, here are a few breakdowns. So if they're oval shaped but thin, that could be a result of a knife or a sword wound. Maybe they're small, almost round with the edge that sticks out. May look a little weird. That could be indications of a bullet or being impaired by an object. If you have a discoloration or a weird mark on certain parts of your body, that could suggest that you caught fire in a past life, were in a car accident, or had another sort of trauma. Now, me personally, that's kind of creepy because I have a red toe. And I guess I caught on fire in my past life, maybe for being a witch, because I also have a mole on my forearm, which is really close to like the wrist area, but it could be anywhere on your forearm. They say if you have that, that's the witch's mark. So you were a witch in the past life.
That means we were friends.
Yeah. Okay, you got one.
Yeah, we were in a...
I was like, we was in a coven. Like, no AHS, son. Like...
Double.
Yo, this shit creepy, though.
Yeah, we were witches.
Yeah. Like, Boku said, I said bye. So, no, like, that's weird, though. I don't know.
Yeah, so that means we might be connected. Like, we might have really...
Yeah. So, like, okay, so, like, kind of diving into the deja vu realm. Have you experienced deja vu?
All the time.
Yeah, me too. So, I feel like every time we experience deja vu, that's an error in code of, like, the multiverse. So, us trying to, like, our consciousness trying to transfer, I feel like there's, like, a hiccup. So, that's why we get deja vu. Because we're trying to transfer into a different life due to an action. So, you know, when you have deja vu, it's a certain scenario that plays out that's familiar.
That means mine glitches all the time.
But that's different than a glitch, though. I call it a hiccup. Have you ever seen an actual glitch in a reality? You know, like being on TikTok, people have seen like actual glitches in the world.
Yeah, celebrities glitch all the time. I ain't never get Cardi B. Had to reboot.
Uploading. Like, stop playing.
Celebrities, you know, they tick all the time. They like, oh, they don't know what happened.
They be cloned and stuff. So, like, it's weird because I've never experienced a glitch, but I've gotten deja vu, you know, a couple times.
Unrelated note, ever since I got that little vaccine, I glitch myself. Like I be at work and so I have to call it a chill. But it don't chill. I be up here loaded and reboot this stuff.
That's a key. Why you doing like that? You stupid. Like, you hitting the Thriller to Michael Jackson.
Because like I'll be at work, you know, I ain't gonna tell you what I do, but I'll be at work working, and they say, you know, I glitch, like, you know, and I don't want to
just be a muscle spasm. They don't quick twitch in your muscles.
You know, contracting.
I wouldn't got muscles.
They didn't spasm before I got it. I didn't lock up. But see, I had to call it chill. I don't know if I think I'm crazy or got Tourette's. I had to be like, ooh, yikes, don't breathe. Like, I had to do a whole thing. But I really be glitching in the system.
Yeah. But have you ever seen an actual glitch, though? Besides you glitching that you claim is
in Cardi B.
Okay, so yeah, in Cardi B.
No. I be kind of missing stuff in life. I be in my own world. You know, that little zodiac sign I have.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
I be in another metaverse, universe, whatever it's called.
All right, now let's do a quick transfer to Mandela effect.
Yeah, like the Jiffy. Is it the cup of noodle thing?
Rubik's Cube for me.
What you mean by the Rubik's Cube? The color?
Okay, no, the how you spell it?
RUBIK? Something like that.
Apostrophe X.
Yeah, something like
that. But no, then before it was an X, but it's a K apostrophe S now. But it used to be an X.
I really feel like
Chick-fil-A, all that.
Like, hold on. Oh no. CHIC -FIL -A.
Right, A, yeah. But I swear it was no K. I thought it was chick.
No, it was CIHC. It's always CIHC.
Yeah, I could swear it was chick. Like, never acknowledged the K. But just like those certain things. So it's just like, I feel like in the multiverse, in our past life, in our original form, it was how we perceived it to be. It's all about perception is what I'm learning about quantum immortality.
That and the government playing games with it.
I'm about to say, yeah, and the government, they are not innocent in this.
They playing games.
Because you can't tell how is millions of people in the world who've experienced the same thing with the Mandela effect of certain brands and famous people. How can you say just like that movie? Just like Sinbad, we always talk about this because millions of people watch that trash movie.
I know I see that movie.
And it's
Shazam.
Right. And now it doesn't exist. You trying to throw Shaq in our face? That wasn't it. Like,
Shazam.
Right. That wasn't it. It was Sinbad. We know. Like,
and it's like, because it's like, bro, how come we all can experience the same thing? Like, okay, so
that's what I'm saying. So it has to be.
It was real.
Right. It was real. Like, you can't tell us. And I feel like, what's the effect of us all figuring out? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's those? Like, is something bad supposed to happen? Because, you know, there's certain things like in religion, like, for example, you're not supposed to question certain things because if you know, you don't know what the results may yield. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, now that we know, maybe we've caught the government in a lie, or maybe we've figured out quantum physics and immortality and stuff like that. What's going to happen?
Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. Before I die, if I figured it out, I'm going to put that on my resume. I'm a quantum physicist, baby. I didn't figure that out.
PhD,
right? PhD, because I got something y'all don't even know about.
Watch this white coat. Hello.
Baby, I'm smart. Maybe we don't want to know that answer.
Maybe. I feel like people who are already this woke already know on some level. You know what I'm saying? We've unlocked a key into the game. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but how many keys do we need to...
That's what I'm saying. How many keys do we need to get to that final? And then that's when the big answers and results are going to be revealed.
I'm not ready for that because I'm not ready for no big black tanks to start rolling around the sky become gray.
I'm thinking, if I imagine, I'm thinking like total natural disasters all
exactly, that's what I'm saying. The sky going to automatically become gray every day.
I'm talking like thunderstorm, lightning strikes, like the ocean wave floods. Everybody flooded.
Shoot. They're going to be like, oh, the ocean just going to stop moving. Like, it's going to be water there. Like, they're like, oh, y'all know that it just naturally just stops moving on its own every 3,000 years? No.
Yeah, nah, right. Because, they love to do that. They really do.
Because what I learned about elementary school, as long as that moon is there, that water is going to wave. Mm-hmm. Something about the moon and the water. I don't know. I missed my astrophysicist class.
Not you. Not you missed it.
Haven't been in a couple of years.
But like, okay, so.
But let's go back to the part where it says you never truly, truly die. So that means that the heaven and hell thing, somebody's lying. So either we're never truly going to die or heaven and hell don't exist. And then that's where your Christianity and your science.
They go hand in hand.
Go hand in hand.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's like, because it's like, the Christian version is, oh, you die, you go to heaven or hell. That's where your soul is for the rest of your life. Then the science part is of this, oh, you never die. You're just going to keep transforming. Or is it you die, you go to heaven and hell, you go to heaven, and God put you in another body? Like, because they was like, in church, it's like, if you go to heaven, you have everlasting life. Mm-hmm. So it's like, the reason why you're having this everlasting life, because you never truly going to die. You're just going to keep doing that little thing, becoming reincarnated and looking like this person, looking like that.
Because we're all talking about spiritually. Like, we're not talking about physicality. Like, we're talking about spiritually consciously, being transferred and reborn and reincarnated and stuff. So I feel like,
so because it's
like, it could be
because when there's a baby, they be like, oh, you was just up in there in heaven, and now you're down here.
Or you meet somebody in your life, and you swear they have so many like characteristics of somebody in your past, like somebody that you knew before. Like you could meet somebody and be like, I know we just met, but it seems like we've been friends forever or whatever. Like you meet people that's that easy, you have that instant connection with. Like, I think that plays into this too. Like, you have known them in the past life. They transfer. It was somebody that you once knew, and they transfer over. That's why y'all can have that instant bond so easily, so well. It's crazy.
I want to know what's the end game, because at some point I am going to want a final destination. I don't just want to keep living life over and over. Like that heaven thing, just being there for the rest of my life sounds so much better than life is hard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Life is hard, and then I might go from one broke life to another broke life to another. I'd rather just live in heaven. Please, God, please. So what's the answer key? Because it's kind of like those movies, like, you know, where you keep living life over and over and over again to get it right. Please, what's the answer?
That's kind of how Bandersnatch was. Were you on the Bandersnatch trail?
You remember I was trying to watch it, but it wouldn't let me do it.
Yeah, like,
I gave up.
I was about to say, like, that was crazy. Like, the whole internet was blown up over Bandersnatch, which is a little interactive series on Netflix. You know, it came out a couple years ago. Y'all probably have already did it, but there were so many outcomes, and people were posting different outcomes on Twitter, on Facebook, or whatever, just trying to see how can you unlock each pathway that was given in the game. And I think it was like 50 something different outcomes that you were supposed to have per what the creator told us, the one who created Bandersnatch. But it's like most people are only getting 6 options or whatever. But you know how you're also like sleeping and you never die in your dreams? Like, you never die in your dreams? That's crazy too, because if you were to die in your dreams, it's said that you die in real life. So if for people who do die in their sleep, I wonder if when they transfer, is that their end all be all? That might be the end for them. But say, you know, people who have sleep apnea and they stop breathing and they sleep for a little bit, but they wake up, I feel like the transfer process starts, but it's not complete because they are still living. They survived their universe.
But how do you survive the universe? I guess you can't, huh? You don't get that choice.
I don't know. Like,
who do we have to talk to? But like I said, I don't want to keep living lives over and over and over. Unless I'm a billionaire in the next one.
I mean, yeah. I guess it just depends. Like, but okay, have you ever had a near-death experience? That's the last point I'm going to bring up.
Have you not seen my driving record?
So, like...
Hello.
Right. He right. But, like, it wasn't so bad that you felt like you consciously died already.
I haven't had that.
I'm going to knock two of my stuff I'm finna say. So, I had two experiences. So, one is a reoccurring dream about me being in a swimming pool. It's about like 100 feet deep. I don't get this dream anymore, but I had it a lot when I was younger. Now, I did research on what pools mean in dreams in deep water. And it's, you know, it's a whole bunch of things. It could be like traumatic. I had an experience with water, which I haven't really. Or it's like happiness and, you know, good looks on my finances to come. So I don't really know. I didn't get the answer that I was looking for, but I just know that I was able to breathe and move around, but I couldn't never rise above the water in the pool. Like, I just kept swimming forever and ever, and it becomes torture. You know what I'm saying? So it starts off all angelic and, you know, flowist and stuff like that in the dream, but then it just turns into I really want to come up, even though I can breathe, so I'm not in a panic, but it's just like, it's mental torture. Now,
do you think that you were trying to upload or die in a dream, and like you was really fighting to live? Like,
maybe, I don't know. And it's so weird because, you know, because we're based on choices. Your choices will yield the result in a different universe. So I feel like I finally made the right choice. Therefore, why I don't have that dream anymore.
I feel like I have had a near-death experience.
Yeah,
because I had this. Mine wasn't a dream. I was asleep, and this black, dark spirit was choking me in my sleep. Like, my eyes was open. I could see.
You can see it?
I could see this motherfucker. Like,
They said that it was called something. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like, I don't know if that was sleep paralysis or whatever.
Yeah, like sleep paralysis.
But like, I seen like a dark spirit choking me.
That's crazy because people. I've had sleep paralysis, but I've never seen the figure. I've never seen that someone trying to hold me down my dreams.
Like, it was literally like I was trying to fight. The way you trying to fight out that water, I was trying to fight that dark spirit. I don't know what it was.
That's crazy.
So
But I guess you chose the right answer.
I don't know if I chose the right answer or if it gets to that, spirits are real and, your angels around you. But I had no choice. Something saved me because I couldn't save myself. I was definitely losing.
Yeah, you were losing.
I was definitely losing. Yeah. I was definitely losing. So I'm just going to say God is good on that one.
That's crazy.
Can't take no more chances. But it really did, jack me up for a couple of nights.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, not wanting to go to sleep.
It jacked me up. Because, and here's how I know, I wasn't dreaming. Because, when he disappeared, my eyes were still open. And I'm trying to breathe. Catch a breath. So
I also had an experience. I was in elementary school, real early, 5th grade. And we were coming up on a gas station. And, kids being dumb in the back. The kids who sit in the back, the badass kids. They were, toting up signs and cussing people, harassing people basically at this gas station on the street. So we were at a red light. So I was like, you don't do no stuff like that when you at a red light. Yes, these people crazy out here. So literally, we're telling the bus driver that the person at the gas station, the guy, pulled out a gun. And he was going I guess trying to scare us or shoot us or whatever. And we kept trying to tell the bus driver, and the bus driver was not listening to us. The bus driver was still sitting at this red light. We were like, at this point, you need to drive. Forget the red light. And she ended up pulling off, but the dude was walking closer to the bus. He just kept walking closer with the gun. And I just thought for sure that this was going to be the end for me, the end for us. And as soon as he got close, the light turned green, of course, I guess, thanking the higher powers at hand. And literally the bus driver pulled off. But it was just first of all, if that bus driver's still living, forget you, because you could have got us all killed. Especially the innocent ones who were not messing or taunting people out the window. But it's just I felt
okay, so
maybe
where you think the bus driver was gonna go at a red light?
It don't just go straight. They were about to have a shooting. That's you walking in the mall. You're in Forever 21. You see somebody coming in a long trench coat. It's Atlanta, and 95 degrees outside. They got a trench coat. And they come in Forever 21. They look disgruntled, and you're gonna proceed to stay in there and try to find a tube top and try to find some mom jeans, some boyfriend jeans. No, you're gonna we got to come back later, a different time, a different day, because Buddy finna shoot shit up in here. So that's how I felt on the bus. But it's just I feel I think about that moment a lot. I feel maybe there was a different outcome in one of my different multiverses reality. So I don't know.
I don't know about that, but I just feel like the bus driver couldn't go nowhere.
Okay, you put yourself in my position. You wouldn't be. We telling the bus driver to drive. That's us being in Uber in Miami.
But see, he probably thinking the kids being kids. He ain't finna risk his job for some kids telling him to drive.
I get that, but we literally look, turn around. He literally had we was telling this explaining.
I don't know about that one, dog.
Man.
But
anyway, well, we're gonna wrap it up on quantum immortality because we don't want to overload everyone's brain, because just in this short segment, my brain is overloaded. Now this topic is very nihilistic, and please don't take it too to heart. Unless you just really into this topic, then do you go off? And if it's something that we missed or that you have questions about, be sure to hit us up. I love to keep the conversation going. But for now, we're gonna sign off on this universe or this reality. I'm your host, Sly.
And in this lifetime, I'm Cartier the Dawn.
We don't know who will be in the next universe, but this has been the Melting Pot.
And make sure you follow us in all our universes.
Pretty much on every platform, but specifically on Instagram at The Real Melting Pot. That's THE Real Melting Pot. On Twitter at The Melting Pot 16, and on Facebook at The Melting Pot Podcast. All right, y'all, be safe. Don't transfer too much.